Hello, and welcome to the Rotary Club of Broadbrook, Connecticut's Service Above Self. I'm Ann Osborne. Rotary International is a worldwide organization of over 1.2 million volunteers that provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and help build goodwill and peace to the world. This time on Service Above Self, we will be watching stories from the Rotarian video magazine. The Rotarian video magazine highlights just a few of the ways that Rotarians have touched the lives of people in our own communities as well as those around the world. In this next clip, we will follow the story of a 4-year-old girl from Baghdad who, through the Gift of Life program and the Brownsville, Indiana Rotary Club, was given a second chance on life. She was diagnosed with a fatal heart condition while living in Iraq. She and her mother traveled to the United States with the help of the Gift of Life program, and at the Riley Hospital for Children in Chicago, corrective heart surgery was performed. While she and her mother were in Chicago, they were supported both emotionally and financially by the Brownsville Rotarians. Since 1975, through the Gift of Life program, Rotarians have sponsored more than 8,000 children from 60 countries for restorative heart surgeries.
Well, it's 85 degrees in Baghdad today.
Oh, that's هذا الأسد؟ هذا السكن؟
She looks just like a typical American girl enjoying a carousel ride at the Children's Museum in Indianapolis. But only 2 months earlier, 4-year-old Tabarak Fakhri faced certain death. Her malfunctioning heart required risky surgery unavailable in her native Iraq.
Tabarak, her mother was told that she had 4 years maximum to live. Some doctors told her that she was living on borrowed time.
لأن وأعلم هواي منظمات إنسانية رحت ببغداد.
I went to a lot of organizations in Baghdad and nobody would help me.
وما حد ما قبل يساعدني. بيقولون العملية مكلفة.
They were saying it's too expensive for the surgery and it's dangerous.
In desperation, Wassan turned to United States Army doctors for help. They told her that there was no hope for Tabarak in Iraq.
لا بعد لها يعني 6 أشهر بيصير عمرها كان سنة 4 سنوات وتنتهي كل شيء بينتهي.
They had told her in 6 months she will be gone.
Wassan was left with only one option: to leave her husband and 3 children and embark on a harrowing bus trip across war-torn Iraq.
Tabarak and her mother took a bus from Baghdad to Jordan. That was when they first came out here for the screening.
Sergeant Mary Kay Satriano, an American soldier stationed in Amman, Jordan, helps arrange corrective heart surgeries for kids like Tabarak through the international humanitarian program Gift of Life.
My job is to work with the NGOs who want to help Iraqi people with medical relief or training. And the Gift of Life International was able to choose 20 children and send them to Amman. And here in Amman, we had a screening where I met Tabarak for the first time. We put them in order for the first 10 to get help in the United States.
Well, the Gift of Life program started for us about 7 or 8 years ago. And we were approached by Rotary, would you be willing to operate on children brought from third world countries with complex cardiac conditions? So the hospital has allowed us to do anywhere between 5 and 7 children a year that come from all over the world. And the effort is coordinated through Rotary.
The reason we became so involved is this Rotarian from Amman, Jordan. She was writing us emails, she was calling us, and Mary Kay was telling us about the children that would come. And we got to seeing pictures of them. Well, you know, once you see a picture, that's a personality to you. And we were awaiting their arrival.
كانت لونها زرقاء.
She was very blue.
مخنوقة ما عندها أكسجين.
She had no oxygen.
ما بتقدر تاكل مثل الأطفال الطبيعيين.
She couldn't eat like the normal children.
الطائرة كلها تقطع الساعة الرحلة. أنا أبد ما نمت ولا غمضت عيني بس أنا أتمنى بأن أوصل.
The flight was 13 hours long. She said, I never slept, I never winked an eye. I was just in a hurry to get here.
In Indianapolis, Rotarians Jim and Roberta Graham of the Rotary Club of Brownsburg were waiting for the two women. The Grahams accompanied Wassan and Tabarak to Indiana University's Riley Hospital for Children. There, they were joined by an Arabic translator, Fadwa Abash.
Her life expectancy without surgery was essentially extremely poor. Are you going to say hi? Atta girl. She's not likely to reach the age of 6 with the condition that she had. Her blood oxygen level was rapidly declining as she got older.
One of the nation's best pediatric heart surgeons, Dr. John Brown, took on the huge medical challenge of repairing Tabarak's heart.
She had a completely blocked right lung artery that had to be opened up and patched. And then she had a structure going to that right lung that had to be tied off. So we had to just rearrange all of that. But you have to put all of those operations together to make the whole thing work.
A team of surgeons operated on Tabarak for 8 long hours. Roberta and Jim Graham sat and prayed with Wassan for a good ending.
ما ببين وصف يعني ما بعرف أنتي تبكتها بين أني مقيسة بس أصيح يا ربي.
I was so anxious. I was just saying, oh my God, just
بصيح يا ربي نجيني من هاي الأزمة.
Deliver me from this crisis. I need to mention something also. Every hour on the hour there was a nurse that would be coming and give us an update on the surgery. And then the TV stations were on the news also.
Gift of Life International is helping.
يعني شعور ما له وصف ولا له مثيل. لأن حقيقة يعني حسيت بأن عمر بلح ينطوها التبارك عمر جديد.
It was an unbelievable experience. I cannot describe the feelings that I had, but I know that Tuna is going to have another life.
Oh, you're welcome. She looks like she's doing very well.
The operation was successful.
She said, I cannot describe Dr. Brown.
Was in the hospital too long.
A very strong man to get into a surgery so difficult. And I thank him from the bottom of my heart.
There's not many heart conditions that have so many components to it as the one that Tabarak had. It's quite gratifying to see how well she's done, and I think the prognosis is really very positive.
Tabarak and her mom now live in an apartment at Riley's Ronald McDonald House. Tabarak has found a new family in Indiana. She even calls Jim Jado, which means grandfather in Arabic.
You're welcome. The gratifying thing is she couldn't talk 10 days ago, and the paralysis left her vocal cords.
Oh, wow.
And she could talk now.
أنا حسيت بأن جيم حسيتها مثل بابا وروبرتا حسيتها مثل ماما يعني حسيت بهم هم كلش حنينين.
She felt like Jim was like a father to her and Roberta was like a mother to her.
1 week after her release from the hospital, Tabarak meets the Rotarians who have donated money, toys, food, and time to her since she arrived.
What announcements before we get on with the program? The word for grandpa in Arabic is Jado. And when she sees me, she says, I love you, Jado. She knows that much English. Tabarak, do you have something you'd like to say to the Rotary Club?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of both of these ladies. They would like to thank you all each one and every one of the whole team, the medical team, the Rotary Club, Riley Hospital, everyone that had helped them out.
Saving a child's life is very important. Thanks to all of you.
بتمنى لها بين بتعطي كل طفل مريض بتكبر بتعالج.
The gift of life is to have a gift for every child in her situation.
يعني ما بعرف شلون بشكرها بس حقيقة بشكرها من كل قلبي بشكرها.
I don't know how to thank her, but I'm thanking the Rotary from the bottom of my heart.
If we're ever to have peace in the world, we need to demonstrate to each other that we care about the human life on both sides of this conflict. This is a demonstration that we as Americans care for children throughout the world.
Bye, Tuna.
Bye, Tuna.
Bye, Tuna. Bye, Tuna.
We hope they go back to Baghdad and live in peace. That's the goal. We hope that their story is shared in their neighborhood, maybe throughout all of Baghdad, that Americans have done something good, something that couldn't be done in their country.
Sorry. Okay, been help. That's nice. Bye. Okay. That's nice. Every spring, strong winds whip across the Gobi Desert, creating tremendous dust storms that cause air quality issues for the people of Mongolia and China, affecting over 500,000 square miles of these countries. A partnership between Rotarians in Korea and Mongolia, named Keep Mongolia Green, is fighting dust storms from the Gobi by planting forests and creating community farms.
I was really surprised how this man coming from Korea and trying to build green in the Gobi.
A farmer sows seeds in the spring, and actually he's sowing hope. What we saw was basically hope that it is possible to grow the tree in Gobi Desert. In 2004, when I became a district governor, my colleagues in Korea, we were trying to figure out what we should do together to celebrate centennial year.
Sang Gu-yoon and his fellow Koreans chose an ambitious project to fight the dust storms that choke their country every spring. The dust comes from the Gobi Desert, which covers more than 1/2 million square miles in China and Mongolia.
We have to prevent those dust from Mongolia. That's the main idea why we started that kind of job.
The Rotarians hope to reduce the dust storms by planting windbreak forests in Mongolia. Rotary International has existed in Korea for more than 80 years. Today, that country has about 1,400 Rotary clubs. For the project to succeed, they had to reach out to Rotarians from a very different world. Rotary has been in Mongolia since 1996. In one of the world's largest nations, there are just 7 Rotary clubs. All 7 are in the nation's capital, Ulaanbaatar. Mongolia's only large city, it combines 21st century technology and new construction with reminders of Mongolia's ancient heritage. The rest of Mongolia's people, fewer than 2 million, are scattered throughout a vast and untamed land. Although they enjoy some modern conveniences, they also endure extreme cold, heat, and isolation.
Mongolia is for the foreigners. They cannot imagine. My country is so big, so small population.
At first, the Mongolian Rotarians doubted that windbreaks could succeed.
I was involved in this project starting from the end of 2004. First time I heard about the crazy idea to plant the trees at the very middle of the South Gobi here.
They had questions whether we would really do this project and really come up with money.
Gobi, as you know, it's very dry and very difficult to have water, and everything that sounded to me not possible.
We had a lot of doubts in our minds whether we would be able to implement this project.
But at the same time, I believed that it is possible because we are Rotarians. We can do it. We should do it. We should prove to people that we can do it.
Together, they created a partnership supported by Korean and Mongolian Rotary clubs and their governments, with matching grants from the Rotary Foundation. They named it Keep Mongolia Green.
We wanted to go to the very middle at heart of the Gobi Desert, where the wind blows the most, where nothing can live, as they thought. And that's where we wanted to prove ourselves that we can have windbreak trees, and thought that we would do something crazy like that.
When we came here and when we started to make fences and make the holes, oh, it was really hard.
In May 2005, almost 100 Koreans flew to Mongolia to help their fellow Rotarians build a windbreak near the city of Dalanzadagad in the South Gobi. They planted 80,000 trees and shrubs in rows more than a mile long.
We established a windbreak forest close to the town.
The project's science advisor says the results were encouraging.
According to our observation last 3-4 years, local people are saying that the dust impact is reducing.
It was a small success, but an important one.
This is a good example for Rotarians and local people, how we are doing, how we are fighting, how we are managing.
Having all the cooperation of the Rotarians, as well as government agencies and people that I did not know of, gives me a hope that it is possible to turn a wild dream into reality.
Keep Mongolia Green is an ongoing collaboration with frequent travel between Korea and Mongolia. In 2008, Sang Gu-yoon brought a new group of Korean district governors to visit the project. At the Institute of Geoecology in Ulaanbaatar, they learned more about the cause of the dust storms.
Desertification in Mongolia is increasing year by year.
Although climate change is taking a toll on the land, human actions also contribute. One factor is the huge increase in the number of animal herds.
Increased number of livestock.
In 1990, Mongolia had 20 million animals. That figure has doubled to 40 million.
Goat eat the root of grasses. This species of animal is very, very harmful for grassland.
Overgrazing strains the country's fragile environment and helps create the dust storms. To tackle the problem, Keep Mongolia Green has created a new project site each year since 2005. Each site features tree planting to protect land and reduce the dust. and each shows how Mongolia's people could learn new skills and become less dependent on livestock. The next day, the Koreans traveled to the northern edge of the Gobi, where the desert continues to expand.
20 or 30 years ago, we used to have green grass and bushes around here, and lakes used to be full of water. But now, it's all disappeared.
Here, a new ecology center trains community members not just to plant trees, but how to raise vegetables as an alternative to herding livestock.
We wanted to incorporate more local residents and show them how they could do farming and generate good income out of that.
I like to plant bushes and trees, and because of my interest, I became part of this project this year. We planted potatoes, and they're growing very well.
Farming also plays a key role at Keep Mongolia Green's northernmost project site, in a more fertile area near the Russian border. This community already had a tradition of raising vegetables.
The residents already had some idea what they need, and they had come to us. We create community forests for the farmers who need windbreak forest, as well as irrigation.
This project is very beneficial because planting trees will protect our vegetables from insects, and trees will protect vegetables from high winds.
But they also needed to have more technical support in terms of agriculture. So we are trying to establish a farmers association. By doing that, we would have the insurance of making the project sustainable.
With help from Keep Mongolia Green, communities are learning that planting trees and growing vegetables can be viable alternatives to herding livestock.
They are now understanding how important it is to plant the trees, plant the vegetables, change their life, and have a happiness from whatever is growing from the earth.
Today is Naadam, Mongolia's biggest holiday. And today is a special day for Keep Mongolia Green. It begins as Rotarians visit another project site, a nursery near the town of Harhoron.
Oh, they're doing fine.
They help break ground for a well at a neighborhood school.
This well will help the school to plant thousands of trees in these premises.
Finally, they join the Naadam festivities at the local fairgrounds. And here, they make an announcement.
We are happy to be here today to hand over our horticultural project.
Now, the nursery belongs to the people of Mongolia. Its future is up to them.
In front of the people of Harhoron, we promise Rotary International that we will continue your work and cooperate in the future.
Since 2005, Keep Mongolia Green has planted more than 250,000 trees.
This project, I believe, can be brought to every place here in Gobi and here in Mongolia.
It has improved infrastructure, provided training and education, and shown the people of Mongolia new paths to prosperity.
It is a big support and help for our community.
People hear about planting trees and vegetables and talk about it very enthusiastically.
Still, the Rotarians acknowledge the enormity of their task.
It humbled us to realize it will take a lot more than what little work that we have put in.
It takes a long time. We cannot solve that kind of problem in 5 years, 6 years like that.
But Keep Mongolia Green is more than a project for today. It's a promise for tomorrow.
The seeds, small seeds we are planting now, it's like dropping of water into the big sea. But after certain years, it will become such a big trees. And under the shadow of these trees, our children will play.
That's what Rotary is all about. Vision to see, faith to believe, and courage to act.
Someday I will have grandchildren. They will see the trees. Even I will bring them to show. I think they will be proud.
Thank you for watching the Rotarian Video Magazine on Service Above Self. For all of us here at Service Above Self, I'm Ann Osborne, reminding you to go out, find a worthy cause, and lend a helping hand in your community. We'll see you next time.